Hi and welcome everybody to Let's Talk Automotive. Today we find ourselves at BMW Midrand with the newly appointed head of BMW Motorrad South Africa, Penny Sterley. Thank you, welcome, for indulging us with your time. How are you feeling in this quiet time?
It's an absolute pleasure to join you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm feeling good. I think things are getting a little bit better. I think everyone was a little bit shocked when COVID hit. But we're back at work. We're working in teams and things are moving in the right direction. So I'm quite positive that we're going to get to the next stage pretty soon.
That's good. Yeah, the parking lot's really quiet. And when we got to the entrance and the gates were down, I was like, okay, we hope we'll be let in at this point in time. But anyway, a little bit, you've been with BMW how many years now?
6 years now. So I started here back in 2015, but I headed up corporate direct and special sales. So what that was, selling cars to car rental companies, government associations. I looked after special projects, which was looking after our armored car division.
Wow.
So
that's
yeah, it's a bit interesting, which is pretty good.
Blue Light Escort Brigade.
Well, we've managed to grow those sales drastically in South Africa, and I mean it's growing all the time, so it's quite exciting, to be honest.
Our need for security. And why the move to motorbikes? I mean, Motorrad, it's the best-selling bike brand in the country.
Such an exciting brand, and I think that there's so much more that we can do. So I've been looking at the company and I've been interested in it for a while, and I think that the passion and the excitement that the brand draws is really appealing to me. But I think that there's areas where I think that I would like to see this kind of brand focus. So I'd like to just take up the challenge and see how the rest of the world thinks about the changes that I make about Motorrad.
I think it's great having someone with a background in sales coming into Motorrad. How did COVID affect Motorrad sales? Statistically, what sort of numbers were we looking at?
It's quite drastic, to be honest. So the whole market is about 42% down, which is big. Luckily, we've still maintained our market share, so we're still number one, especially in the 500cc and up. We've lost a bit of market share if you look at the 250cc and up to 500. There's some plans and some strategic measures that we'd want to put in place to combat that, but overall, I think it's going to improve nicely. I think it's going to take us about 4 or 5 years to get back on track to where we were, in honesty. But I think it's exciting, and I think it gives us an opportunity to change how we've marketed certain models in the past and how we plan to remarket them going forward.
What models are you looking forward to coming out?
So definitely the R18. That's very exciting for us. I think that puts us into the cruiser segment, which we've never played in before. So I think especially with the changes in the market and the reduction in other sectors, this is what's going to put us ahead. We need to get into other markets and other segments in order to grow our brand identity and our market share. So this is one of the areas.
Are you a biker? Are you planning to be a biker? Are you planning to ride? What's your kind of...
So I haven't been a biker. I actually started going on courses last year and I've absolutely loved it. I think what's quite exciting is that one of the things that I want to change about the brand is the fact that I think it appeals to a man-dominated audience at this stage. We need to focus on schoolgoers, people that need to get onto some form of mobility. I think it's a big option that hasn't been tapped. There's a lot of women that want to get onto bikes who are fearful. So I think with me starting and learning what I've experienced through my riding journey, I can pass that on to other women and see what we can do to make the journey a little bit easier for them going forward.
Yes, making life a ride is always great. I taught a few of my female friends to ride, and I think that once that confidence, you've gotten it, you just get better and better and better.
That's exactly it. So I went on the course and I couldn't do my learners or my license, obviously, because of COVID. But luckily I live in an estate, and so I've been riding around the estates, and that's where you get your confidence, exactly that. It just takes some patience.
No, that's great. No, and I wish you luck with that. We'll drag you along for when we're doing the superbike test up in the mountains, just maybe in slow sort of riding formation.
Please take your time. I'll get there though.
You will. On a lighter, or maybe I should say on a darker topic, there's been talk in the past, and I don't know whether you've heard about it, that some of the dealers have not felt there was support from BMW head office with what they were doing, their finance portfolios, stock allocations, etc. Were you aware of that? Are there plans to tackle it?
I have actually heard that. So what I did was, when I started, I interviewed a number of dealers to find out what they felt was wrong, what could change. What I think is going to be key to this is that they've always had expats. I think it's quite important now to have somebody local at the helm. I think I know the market, I know the industry. Not only do I know the retail side, but I know the corporate side, the government sector, so I'm able to market to different channels. I think that that's what they need, and I think, I think that the dealers for definite have felt that they've been neglected compared to our car side, and I'll give you some reasons why. We've never had a product or a dealer council within the Motorrad group of dealers, so we're going to begin that. So we'll try and sit once a month and look at new products that we're bringing in, what they feel they can market based. I mean, they at the front of the customer, they know exactly what they want. So let's get their input rather than making the decisions
I think
and not
that's
really
fantastic.
Understanding what they want.
Yeah, I think the guys need a form of inclusion rather than exclusion, which will drive the business as well, because the brand's there. It's well located. We have, you've got amazing products. There's some great stuff coming out. I mean, the XR, which we were at the launch of, and we're looking forward to riding and reviewing that. Penny, any changes or incentives that you've created now with BMW Motorrad with you at the helm?
Yes, so we've launched a 5-year warranty, which has taken off very, very well. What we've also done is that we've never had select offers. So BMW Financial Services, our sister company, gives guaranteed buybacks now on bikes. Well, they've always done it. I don't think we've promoted it as well as what we should have. And I think we've seen such a big increase in sales penetration through BMW Financial Services that it's increased from 3% to 51% last month. So
well done.
I see a lot of growth coming from that area.
And I think with the current market economically as well, these incentives, these bonuses, these extended warranties are becoming critical, because the days of people actually being able to change a bike every year or two now is becoming economically impossible.
So next step is a service plan. So that's what we're going to look at next. It's going to take a little bit of work, but that's what my intention is to go for in the near future.
Yeah, I think that'll really help, especially the GS market, because it takes away a bit of the burden of the the long range trips, the off-road stuff. But it's going to be an interesting one to unpack, because the basis of warranty versus service. I mean, if there's a recall or one of those sort of product related issues, at which point, so I think you're going to have your work cut out for you there.
We definitely have, but we have to drive people back to our dealerships, and
Yes.
that's the biggest focus that we should have at this stage.
Which actually brings up an interesting topic. I mean, now obviously everybody's sort of downsizing, the dealerships are downsizing, whether it's BMW, Motorrad, the combination of all of the above. Are you seeing any sort of dealerships? Are there any prospects of new dealerships? Are some dealerships closing? What's happening on the Motorrad network?
Definitely not any closing at this stage.
Great.
We have one moving, so Bavarian should be moving potentially in the next few months. And then we're busy with some new CR, so you're going to see some exciting heritage CR come into 5 of our dealerships going forward, and hopefully they'll be in place by sort of September of this year. So it's going to be nice. You'll be able to see the bikes being serviced on the pedestals, have a cup of coffee, watch what the technicians are doing. So I think it's a whole new game changer for us.
So Penny, as an interview question, I'm not asking 5 years, because in South Africa now we don't even know where we're going to be in the next 2 weeks. Your plans going forward with Motorrad, the next month or two, new models, where do you see Motorrad going?
So I think firstly we need to incorporate the dealer network to make sure that we one big family and that we work together towards the same goal. I think that's first of all key. But I think that we need to make sure that our bikes appeal to various segments. So certainly male dominated, and in the past white, but I think we need to look at all demographics, all ages. And when I say that, I think it would be nice to have a different product segment where you market based on your statistics and what you've experienced in the past, but also to try and market to people who you think that you can get into their product portfolio. So in the past, I think that we've lost quite a lot of market share in the 310, for instance. I think if you look at that product and you look at what it's capable of, you put people on it, you do a Cape to Cairo, a nice run with that, or you get your beginners to learn how to ride on it. I think it's a product that's really been undervalued that we need to put some attention to. So I think that also appeals to the R18 that we're launching now. There's a certain segment of customer that would like to ride that bike. So I think
the untapped boulevard cruiser market. No, I think there's great potential there. All we got to do is put those big pipes in. Oh, we shouldn't say that on air, but make it noisy. And you guys planning any festivals? Look, next year we know hopefully by April, May things will ease up and social gathering or whatever it is over 50 or whatever will be allowed. Clarence, those type of festivals, the GS Trophy was a really cool success. It was really cold and frozen, but I think there's a lot of potential for that. Is that on your agenda?
Definitely, we have to. So we're hoping that something happens with COVID, that we let down the restrictions just slightly, because with 40 years of GS, it's such a disappointment to not be able to do anything this year. So if we can, we hope to and we plan to, but if we can't, then I think that it needs to be something that we focus on early and quickly next year.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Penny, for joining us on Let's Talk Automotive. We wish you all the best in your new adventure, and yes, we should actually try and make life a ride.
I agree.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.